Anyhow, welcome to Whiskey Wednesday with a spirited endeavor. I'm Russ,
Mark?
And I'm Henry.
and today's a special day. Our co-host Mark, it is his birthday, and there was much
Yes.
rejoicing. So happy birthday, Marcus!
Thank, thank you
Happy
so much.
birthday.
Thank you.
So what is this? 1,851,051?
Yeah, something along those lines.
52.
Close.
Yeah, 50 close. Yeah, pretty close. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yep.
So
Minus the 1,800,000.
Yep. I couldn't have done this without my mother, without her participation.
there is that. Does she get a
Well, yeah,
participation
there is
trophy?
that too.
Yeah.
That's
So
awesome.
yeah, pretty excited.
So Mark managed to
Excellent.
find himself a bottle of Weller today.
I did. So I have an open bottle, and now I have an emergency backup bottle,
That's
and I'm
right.
really, really excited.
So if you can't find Wellers in Georgia, you can blame Mark for hoarding some.
That would be correct.
And you can blame me tomorrow because I'm probably going to go buy the last one. That's my goal, anyhow. Yeah, it looks like Brian
very
Monaco
good.
has joined us as well. What's up, Brian?
Hey, Brian.
So, what's everybody drinking tonight?
Marcus?
Weller.
Weller? Henry?
So I'm going.
Oh,
Yep.
so Mark's got the Weller.
I'm going with the Ardbeg 10.
Good call.
Nice, good choice.
Yep, definitely a solid whiskey.
It really is. You, sir?
I also feel like a peated whiskey, so I went ahead and opened
Oh,
up the
beautiful.
Port Charlotte,
Good
which
job.
is absolutely fantastic. Now you've got the Port
Yeah,
Charlotte.
that's a fit.
Oh, it is. Now, Henry, you've got the Port Charlotte as well, don't you?
Yes, I do.
So how does that compare to the Ardbeg?
When I opened the Port Charlotte and I had it, loved it. Um, I'm not gonna lie, I love the Ardbeg more.
Mm.
I like. I'm a huge fan of smoky, peaty, barbecuey. Um, but when I took the first sip of the Ardbeg, it was like every gland in my mouth opened up and salivated.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't have that same experience with the Port Charlotte. And that's not discounting the
No.
Port Charlotte at all. It's not by any stretch of the imagination. But this did something to me
Mm-hmm.
on almost a religious level.
I get it. That's like barbecue in a bottle. The Port Charlotte brings more of a malt and grain element to it than what I got out of the Ardbeg, but the Ardbeg is like barbecue in a bottle.
It really is. Yeah, the Port Charlotte is really nice. It's one of my favorite. It is absolutely one of my favorites, and I prefer it over the Ardbeg because I like the earthiness that it brings and the peatiness, and it's a little bit more of that and a little less of the smoke. So it's
Okay.
not quite barbecue in a bottle, but man,
Mm.
it's I think it's just a damn tasty whiskey.
Oh, absolutely. But
It is.
I mean, that's the beauty of it. We've done Lagavulin, we've done Ardbeg and Lafroig, and then of course the Port Charlotte. And while they're all peated whiskeys from Islay, each one of them is a little bit different and brings something different and unique to the table.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just kind of like what Bruichladdich brings to the table, that they're using the local peat. They're,
Hmm.
it's,
Yeah.
they're getting the grains from the local farms, and man, I just dig them. And maybe that enhances my enjoyment of
Sure.
of their whiskey, is kind of like everything that they're bringing to the table along with it.
Yeah.
And I get that, and I'm not taking away from Bruichladdich at all.
I feel like you are, Henry.
Like I said,
I think you
I
are.
love
Yeah,
the
I
Port
think you're
Charlotte.
bashing Bruichladdich, dude.
I think you're
how
shitting
dare
on
you?
Bruichladdich.
I want Bruichladdich to come here and say it to my face.
I'll call them. See what they have to say about that.
Exactly, and they can bring some samples too while they're at it.
Yeah. You know,
I'm just gonna throw that one out there.
I have to say, though,
Um,
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. Go say what you're saying.
You know, we've been doing the bourbon stuff lately, and before we really got into the bourbon, we were doing more Scotch than anything. Specifically, the Islas. We were pretty Isla centric for a bit there. Um, my impression of bourbon was that it was lacking complexity and perhaps a bit of the variety that you get out of Scotch. And I still feel that Scotch has a bit of an advantage in that regard. But I will
Right.
say, I am finding some pretty significant differences in the bourbons that we've had. Um, the one that from R.W. Rose, I think it is pot stilled, which is a completely different animal than the column still stuff that you get from most other bourbons. And the Weller versus some of the other stuff we've had. I mean, there are differences.
The weeded
Oh,
bourbon certainly brings something else to the table.
yeah. Now, Henry, you had one that was really heavily weeded, right?
The weed whiskey that I had, yeah,
Yeah.
it was amazing. Like the flavors you picked up from it, you wouldn't normally from an American whiskey.
Yeah. Very different.
You just wouldn't. And it was so pleasant. And I mean, it was a little sweet, but
Hmm.
not sweet like Southern Comfort sweet.
Right.
It like I said, it was like almost like a sweet bread,
Yeah.
and you
Right.
you have that those notes, and you have the weediness
Yep.
of it, and it was amazing. It was by Haven Hill.
Heaven Hill.
Heaven Hill.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, we've had good luck with Heaven Hill, actually. Now, Mark, I've got to ask you. You've had the Weller and you've had the Rebel 100, which are both weeded. Do you
They're
stand
both
by your
weeded.
Do you stand by your statement that the Weller is better than the Heaven Hill? Or not the Heaven Hill? Now I got that on the brain. The Rebel 100. Do you feel they're in
Oh
the
yeah,
same
yeah. The
ballpark?
the Weller is superior in every single way.
Mm-hmm.
In my humble taste.
Right.
It's the yeah the Weller isn't as spicy. I get more of that bready note, and you get the caramel and honey and everything too.
Mm-hmm.
It's not as spice forward as the Rebel 100 was.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's what I thought was. I thought the Weller
Yeah.
was pretty subtle with the way it handled everything.
Yeah, I think so. Oh wait, hang on. Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, I think the Rebel 100, maybe that wasn't as the spicy. I think I'm getting it confused with the
Oh, that was the Wild Turkey.
ragtime. Yeah,
Or
the wild turkey.
Because we
Yeah.
did the
No, it
Wild
was the
Turkey
Wild
the
Turkey.
same night. Man, that was pretty spicy.
That was spicy. Yep. Yep. Coming. Actually, I kind of want to take a taste of that now, but I'm not going to.
Yeah, no, probably. a
But
good
yeah,
idea.
the wild turkey had the spice to it. The Rebel 100 was kind of mellow, and I remember not having a lot on the nose. For this,
Yeah.
I'm really getting the strong caramel notes,
Yeah.
and it really has that those vanilla caramel, bready. You get a
Yeah.
little bit of that. It really does kind of have like a bread note to it
And
that I think the Rebel was lacking.
Yeah, the Rebel had some of the some similar aspects, but I don't think it had it to the same extent that the Weller did. But I think at this point, rye, I definitely enjoy a good rye, and it apparently weeded bourbons are a thing, and I like that thing.
Yeah. But I mean, honestly, the one thing that kind of surprised me about this Ardbeg
Hmm.
is they're, on the bottle they have like little tasting notes on of it. And one of the descriptors was tarry road.
Yeah, I've never gotten that from them.
Yeah.
And I'm like picturing like pirates
Hmm.
out there, tarry rope, sea salt, and I don't get any of that.
Mhm.
And and generally when people make that tar reference, you think asphalt,
Yeah.
and I don't get that out of it either. I mean, I don't get anything that is so strong that stands out over anything else.
Hmm. Now let me ask you a question, Henry, because you've had the Lafroig too, right?
Yes.
What's your comparison between the Lafroig and the Ardbeg? Because for me, I always found the Lafroig had more of an ashy type taste to it than the Ardbeg does.
Right.
The Lefroy, I would say, is more of a campfire.
Hmm.
It's more of a campfire.
I think the Ardbeg's more like smoked brisket or pork butt, and then the Lafroig is more like I'm licking the logs that came out of a campfire after they've
Yeah,
been hosed
exactly.
off with water.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I agree with that.
I would say like the Lefroy is like when you're sitting by the fire pit and that wind blows all the
Mm,
smoke in your face,
yeah,
and you go to move away and it's still there and it just keeps blowing it in your face.
yeah.
And it's not anything that's bad or harsh or anything like that, but you just get that taste in your mouth and you got like embers and cinders floating up in the air and
Hmm.
fuck, you got to breathe because you're human,
Well,
and so you get some of the ash in your mouth.
the Lafroig
Yeah.
always reminds me of Connecticut because we used to have the bonfires on the beach, that sort of thing, and you'd get that smoke and you get a little bit of the salt air, and that, for whatever reason, the Lafroig 10 always seems to remind me of that sort of thing, where the Ardbeg does not. It's a different thing.
Exactly. You know,
That is
that's
that is a good statement right there.
yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, the bonfires on the beach and everything, and
Yeah.
then you get the kind of the sweetness in the air and everything too.
Yep.
I think that's a great fit.
Yeah, and I think that's the reason it always kind of hit a special point for me because it always brings me back to that. And before we go too much further, it looks like Carrie Schmidt's joined us. Again, we got Ron Schmidt, Brian Monaco, and Mom says a big shout out to the birthday boy. I think she's referring to you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, yep. But then again, it's really odd because now that you bring that reference up,
Hmm.
I want us all to drive up to Connecticut, go have a bonfire on the beach,
Hmm. But dude, like
and drink some scotch.
Lafroig with seafood, that's the shit.
Oh, yeah. That is the shit.
Oysters,
Oh, yeah.
scallops.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Oh
look,
my
none of
God.
none of the ones we're discussing are for the faint of heart by any stretch of the imagination. If you're a bourbon drinker and you move over to one of these, it's going to be a shock to the system. But once you get past that initial, oh God, what is this? It's like, oh, this is kind of cool.
Well, you and I had some with for dinner one night when we had some seafood, and that was
Oh,
just amazing.
it really was.
What a
Yeah.
pairing.
Yeah, that was you
What'd
did
you have?
scallops.
We did scallops.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man.
Was that the bacon wrap scallop night?
I
If
think
not,
they
it
were
should have
just
been.
I think they were just straight up scallops, but they
Just
were
the scallops,
fantastic
yeah.
and that whiskey went so well with it.
It really did.
Bay or sea scallops.
Yeah. Sea scallops.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, I seared them and they were delicious. Yeah.
Yeah, that did not suck.
That was an amazing pairing.
That
I tell
really
you
was.
what, those scotches go really, really well with seafood. No doubt
Oh,
about
yeah.
it.
Well,
Nice.
some of that may be our history with Connecticut and being oceanside and, seafood and so on and so forth. Maybe it's the reminiscing and bringing back memories of experiences from back then.
Yeah.
But there is something to the smoky, peaty, kind of briny whiskeys that hooked me immediately. I mean, we've gone over this a couple times, but that bottle of Lafroig, or not Lafroig, Lagavulin that Mark got me is what started it for me, and that just
Right.
blew my mind.
I know, right?
No, I totally understand. I totally understand.
So
Yeah,
what's
that
next?
was a
Oh,
that was
sorry.
an amazing find.
That really
go ahead.
was. That really kicked it off. So I've got to ask, what's on your list for the next purchase? You think? Do you have one in
Ooh,
mind that you're kind of looking for, or a particular type that you're looking for next?
I tell you what, I saw some ASWs out there,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a couple out there called the Fiddler,
Yes.
and I think I want to pick those up.
That's their
I think
bourbon,
those are
I
on my
think.
list. That is their bourbon,
Yeah, I'm curious
so it's
about
their
that one
bourbon
as
line.
well.
And I saw a whiskey that was clear.
Mm-hmm.
I saw that today, and I was just,
Okay.
and I should have just snatched up that bottle.
Was that ASW as well, or something
It's
else?
ASW.
Really?
No, it was
Hmm.
ASW, and it was clear, and it was a whiskey. And I went, interesting. I will be back for you.
That is interesting. Well, yeah, because with that, I imagine you'd have the opportunity to see exactly what's coming out of the still before barrel influence and
Right.
all that other stuff.
Exactly. So
Right.
I think that is going to be an upcoming purchase. In fact, I
That
saw
could
that at
be,
Jack's
yeah.
Jack's today, I think.
Wow, yeah, that sounds like it's going to be an interesting one. Henry, do you have anything that's kind of on your list?
Oh,
No pressure.
honestly, I haven't seen it here except for the one store that I went down to in Fortville. Uh, they had
Ooh.
Brook Lottie there.
Mm-hmm.
They had a 2011
Isla Barley?
Isla Barley. That
Oh,
yes, that's it right there.
you
The
need
Isla
to
Barley.
you need to make that happen. You will enjoy the
Um,
hell out of that. And
they
it's
that's the only place that I've seen that has it. And I mean, I've gone through Noblesville and Fishers, and these are the higher end places around here that are going to have scotch and have higher end scotches.
mm-hmm.
And compared to where you live, apparently I live close to a fucking dumpster
Yeah, I get it.
because they don't
Well,
have even half of what you guys have.
Well, if you can get
And then I
your
saw the Isle of Barley, and I was like,
oh
oh.
yeah, you need to get
And
that.
you
and
really do.
Fortville's not that big of a town.
Yeah. If if you get the Isle of Barley, what I recommend, and it's what kind of opened it for Mark and I, is try that and then try the Port Charlotte. And it will absolutely blow your mind what you pick up out of that Port Charlotte after the fact.
Yeah, and try the Wee Lottie too, because what it's
Yeah.
going to do is it's going to help put that on the spectrum,
It ties them all
and
together.
then it really does. And Henry, don't worry about buying whiskey because I'm bringing you a bunch of them. I mean,
Oh.
they're the shitty ones that I hate, but they're coming.
I'm not worried about buying anything, brother.
So before we get
You might not be my brother after the weekend. I mean, there's that. That potential could happen.
well, if nothing else, you've got something to run the mower off of, or to start fires with. So Ron Schmidt looks like he is drinking Knob Creek Rye tonight, which that's one that's kind
Oh,
of been on
nice.
my list actually. I've been curious about that.
Which one?
Knob Creek Rye.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Now, I don't think we've done any Knob Creek at this point, so that's been on the list,
We
but
have not.
that may be a next purchase for us. Ron, if you
Yeah,
don't mind, give us an idea what you're getting out of that, because that is definitely an interesting one. He says he really enjoys the Jura 10. What has the same smoky flavor that you guys like? So, for us, Jura is
Ooh.
not that smoky. So that puts things in perspective a little bit, but you're migrating towards the smoke, so welcome to the dark side. What would be the next one that has some smoke?
Talisker Storm.
Okay.
I might say veer off into the Talisker.
I think, yeah. The Talisker Storm is really easy to find. It's reasonably priced. I think it was like $40 a bottle, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it's not crazy.
And it's
Not
it's
around here.
I agree
And
that
it's
it's
got
a
a
good
little bit of
start.
it's got a little bit of smoke, a little bit of peat, and it's got that brininess to it too. And that's kind of like maybe like the next step without
I
being
agree.
too
And
crazy.
that works well with the smoke having the brininess to
Yeah.
it.
Hmm.
It mellows it out a little bit, but man, is it good.
So, Brian, I asked what Ron was getting out of the Knob Creek, and Brian says drunk. He's getting drunk out of that. Dude, that's awesome.
Great answer.
Yes, but Ron says he really likes the Jura. He's on his third bottle of Jura, so apparently that was a good recommendation from the beginning.
Absolutely.
So
I would call
clearly,
that successful.
surely there's a fan of Jura there. Yeah,
Mm.
I agree. The Talisker Storm would probably be the next rung up the ladder towards smoky kind of whiskeys. Not as far off in left field as, say, an Ardbeg or a Lafroig, but yeah, I agree with Mark. I think that's a move in the right direction. Another one that would be interesting if you can come across it, and it may be harder to find, would be a Glen Scotia. I've found Glen Scotia, while being a bit smoky, tends to be a little bit sweeter. So that might
Oh,
be an
yeah.
interesting one
Ooh.
as well. And that's actually a Campbelltown, which makes it a bit of a different animal. But yeah, Talisker's probably
You
going
know,
to
and
be
we
easier
haven't
and
really
cheaper one.
explored very many Campbelltons either.
No, and that's one of the reasons I picked that one up, and I was pleasantly surprised by it.
Yeah, very nice. But I think that's probably your next step
Yeah,
is
I
with the
agree.
Talisker.
Yeah. Looks like Ron's purchased 3 Jura and 3 Knob Creek Rye, actually. So apparently those are
Oh.
his 2 favorites at the moment, which that's cool. We might
Excellent.
have to do that Knob Creek Rye. That one I think will be pretty easy to
Yeah,
find because I know I've seen it on the shelf. We just haven't
Yeah,
gotten
I
to
saw it today. Yeah, I've seen it today. So yeah, pretty easy to find.
Well,
Not
if
very
I-
expensive either. So
if I
pretty
run out to-
reasonably priced.
Yeah, if I run out to grab the Weller tomorrow, then I might go ahead and grab a bottle of Knob Creek as well, while I'm thinking of it. Because, I mean, clearly I've got openings in the shelves there, so I must fill them.
Excellent.
But
So, Marcus,
I
you've
just
got
want to do this, and today I was going through my Facebook feed, and I know someone liked one of our Spirit in Denver posts,
Mm-hmm.
and it's Don Fontaine,
Mm-hmm.
and I dump at this guy's yard all the time.
Yeah, I remember you mentioning
He's
him.
an old gentleman, probably one of the nicest dudes in the world. He's older. He will still put a boot up your ass. And I fucking love the guy.
That's cool.
And I just wanted to give a shout out to Don because, I mean, like, and that's why I was kind of wanting you to go to work with me one day, Mark, is so, like, if I go to dump there, you can meet this guy. He is just so old school. I mean, he's the best.
That's cool.
But no, I just want to say thanks for giving the like and everything like that.
Yeah.
And I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for stopping
That's
by,
awesome.
Don. That is cool. That's very cool. So, on that note, Mark, you've got a trip coming up.
I do. So Saturday morning, I'm going to leave and head up to Indiana to visit that delinquent over there.
Well, I'm just glad you didn't say I was going to wake up Saturday morning and take LSD. So
Yeah.
that was a better approach than I was going.
Yeah, so I think we're going to do a Spirited Endeavor from the garage.
I think
And,
you have.
The
bringing
garage
up-
edition.
Yeah, I'm bringing up a selection of whiskeys with me that I think you're going to enjoy.
But see,
And-
here's the great thing about the garage. Instead of doing it on your front porch, because see, on the front porch, you get all of you and Russ. Like in the garage, I got slippers on.
I like the heavenly
I
light.
might have pants. I might not. No one knows.
I know, right? Yeah, we have to wear pants when we do it on the porch.
Yeah,
so,
there is
yeah,
that.
There is that, yeah.
I'm just kidding. I still have pants on. I'm not.
Yeah, definitely got to do a garage session. If you guys don't do a garage session, I'm going to be sorely disappointed.
Yeah, we'll do a
I think
garage
everybody
session.
will
I'll
be.
bring the equipment to do it. It'll
Well,
be
if
all right.
you guys I mean, if you're bringing up all sorts of whiskeys, heck, do a couple different reviews or, whatever.
Yeah, for sure.
We
Well,
can
I
do a
want
couple
Henry to kind
Protestant
of,
pumps.
yeah, I want Henry to kind of taste some of the stuff that we've
Oh,
enjoyed.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And, we've kind of dotted that in upon all the shitty ones I'm going to bring him. So, and then I might have, I'm going to pour a bottle out of our cask. So I'm going to bring
Cool.
that up too.
And that was
Excellent.
amazing.
Yeah, that's going to be amazing because I want to get the cask bottled at this point, and then we're going to fill it with rye.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
so we're going to get the rye with the Scotch influence on it.
That's cool.
And when we're doing a Spirited in Denver,
In
I have a
Denver.
birthday gift for you.
All right.
That's
You're gonna love it.
That'll be fun.
It's gonna be like the shittiest whiskey you could find, right?
So,
No,
question. We've got some locals.
I didn't even say how to do whiskey at all.
Hang on.
We've got Brian.
Go ahead, Russ.
Brian Monaco's local. Ron Schmidt comes into town every now and then. Maybe we can do some small samples for them of the Spirited Endeavor Cask of Danger.
Yeah, I love it.
That's good danger.
I love it. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll get some bottles going.
Awesome.
Yeah.
If you
Maybe we could bootleg them over state lines and everything like that. And,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you're going to be in Indiana.
ASC Cask of Danger.
That's right. The Cask
You
of
got
Danger.
the name right there.
I
There you
think
go.
so.
The
That's
ASC
the
Cask
name
of
right
Danger.
there.
Cask of Danger version 1.0. 2.0 is going to be an absolute shit show. So
So what's the ABV on it? We don't fucking know. We don't
Nope.
give a shit.
we really don't. It's
We really don't.
it's alcoholic in nature. We do know that. There is a little smoke. There's a little sweetness. I don't remember what's in it.
Lord help us all.
Yeah, but reach out to us, and we may be able to work something out. If you're even interested, I mean, based on the description, perhaps you may decide this is not a wise decision.
It may not be.
I
Yeah,
love it.
awesome. Well,
The ASC Cask of Danger.
and then
All
we
right.
got the road
Oh,
trip.
you know what? With this Ardbeg, you know what I really want right now? Crab legs.
Oh, dude, yeah.
That would go so good with this.
Can you get decent crab legs in Indiana? Is that even a thing?
Sadly, the best place we get crab legs is like
Red Lobster?
Red Lobster or the Chinese buffet.
Oh, God.
And
That's
I'm
like-
not sure I trust either one of them.
Chinese buffet
Yeah.
is like one step above gas station.
Very good. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but you can still get them.
Well, there is that.
Oh well, no, we got the casino here too.
Oh yeah. Don't do that. I've been to that casino.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm going to do it. I'm just saying you can get crab legs at the casino.
You can get herpes too. It just doesn't make it a good idea.
Yeah, it's not a good idea. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, trust me, I've had their prime
Probably
rib.
have. Yeah, your
If they're
crab
prime
legs
rib,
probably have
same
herpes.
Yeah. Crabs with herpes. Oh, God, only in Indiana.
Why the fuck are you guys putting this on me?
On
The
that note,
pressure. The pressure I have to live with now.
dude, brotherly
Herpes,
love. That's
Tennessee crabs.
brotherly love. That's just how we roll. And you're going to get it in person shortly, so I don't want to hear it.
I love you guys, man. You guys are the best.
Love you too, bud. All right.
Love you too, brother.
On that note, before it gets too sappy and all that crap, let's call it a night. I'm getting our 10-minute warning or whatever that was. It flashed up on the screen for a moment there, but a fun night. Good conversation, I think.
Yeah,
And,
absolutely.
Really looking forward to seeing what you guys do while Mark's visiting you up there. That's just going to be fun to watch.
I
It
think
will
so.
be. I'm excited about the little douchebag coming up here.
There will be douchebaggery.
It's
Yeah, there will be.
it's been a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, guaranteed.
But I have a new car now, So instead of me driving his car 95 miles an hour on the highway, he can sit back in my car, turn the heated seats on, get his ass and back warm, and just kick back, relax while I drive.
All right.
So it's going to be different.
Mark,
It's going
it's
to be
been nice
different,
knowing
but you know,
Yeah. I don't know how to take that.
you. Yeah, been good knowing you.
I don't know whether it's
Leather
going to be
seats.
amazing or it's going to be something terrifying. I'm leaning toward terrifying.
I would agree with
it
that.
could be terrible. It's probably going to be terrifying.
So,
Do understand I have a subscription to XM radio, so it'll probably be all loud, heavy metal music, and I'll probably be driving like 120 miles an hour.
but your
so
butt's
there
going
is
to be
that.
warm. You'll have a
But
warm
your
butt.
ass will be warm.
That's
All right, sounds good. Well, I get earbuds and I can always put in some Enya. So yeah, we're good.
As long as you keep your stress level down, we're all good.
So Ron Schmidt says he's going to be in Dallas next week and can find some local stuff. We had that Balcones that was really good.
Oh, yes.
Ron, if you're going to be in Texas, see if you can find some Balcones. Pretty much any of their stuff. They do some really cool ones. They mix it up a little bit, but there's some really neat stuff. They've got one that's smoked with mesquite that's supposed to be really interesting as well.
Ooh, yeah.
And I will talk with Kale because when I was down there, her dad turned me on to this gin that was aged in whiskey barrels, which was the shit. If you like gin and tonics, that is what you want. I can't remember what the name of it is to save my life because that was like 8 years ago, but that gin is amazing.
Well, I think Ron's going to become very familiar with the whiskey scene in Texas in a pretty near future, I would say.
Yeah, I'll be curious to see what he can come up with. Yeah,
because they've got
So is it going to be around Dallas or Austin, or where is he?
I think the Dallas
to?
area.
Okay.
So Whiskey Tribe's out in Austin, but I mean,
right.
I mean, yeah, DFW has plenty going on there.
I think I'd have to find my way over to Austin just to go visit the Whiskey Tribe.
But when you go to Austin, if you're going out towards Travis Lake, there's a bar on the right-hand side called Putty's Place, which actually was the bar that was owned by Willie Nelson before the IRS came and took all his shit away.
Oh, yeah.
Good to know.
Slick Willie. All right, guys. Well, on that note, let's call it a night before this thing cuts us off.
All right.
It's been fun. Thanks for joining us, everyone.
Absolutely.
And,
thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a great night.
Take care.
Bye.